If by some chance, some stroke of luck, or some act of God, you have stumbled upon this broadcast, you are listening to The Chivalry Chronicles with your host, Dr. DLH.
I'm a damn doctor.
David.
We're going to bring the tea
refuse
to not drink during the podcast.
Yeah.
And me, Jaime.
They need to make podcast equipment a lot more expensive to get some of these clowns off the air.
Gather around as we discuss a modern, manly approach to chivalry. So I hope you're ready, because I know we are. So let's get into it.
Yeah. And we're back here with the Chivalry Chronicles.
More crudos than ever.
It's the holidays.
From the friendly confines of the Chivalry Studios, a.k.a. my office upstairs, right, DLH?
Yeah.
So, Chivalry Studios, we're here. DLH is back. David is back. It's been a couple episodes that we haven't had the crew together, but now we're back. Episodes come out every 2 weeks on Tuesdays, usually. I try to send them out like at 5 a.m., but sometimes it takes a little bit longer. But definitely on every Tuesday or every other Tuesday they come out. What are you doing? Oh, I guess you could hear that. But we're wrapping up the year. I think it's been August of last year is when we started it. It's been, I guess, over about a year and a half, and we're getting into December. Christmas right around the corner. We just are getting done with Thanksgiving, and we wanted to talk about Christmas. He wanted to talk about Christmas and nothing else, and so, David, tell us something about Christmas. Like, what are your traditions? What do you do? Do you have a tree up in your house? Do you put a tree up? Because the last episode, Letty was on, and we put a tree up on November 1st. What about you?
Well, I've had a tree up for 2 years now, up in my attic.
Is it at least a pre-lit tree?
It is. Plug and play.
It's good that it's not a real tree.
Yeah. Have you ever had a real tree? Like,
Yeah.
it
I will
sucks.
never. Yeah.
Not since youth.
Yeah, that I was traumatized because of damn real trees.
Why?
Because they were always,
Stabbing you?
yeah, they would stab the hell. So when
What are
they're-
you doing with the
when they're
tree?
fresh-
You doing something weird with the trees?
It didn't require much. You just you go to put an ornament just a little too far in the bushes, and you come out with scratches all over your hand and wrist.
Yeah. Well, I just remember it was throwing it away that was
The sap.
Yeah.
The sap and all that. Yeah.
You'd get that, but I don't know if it was like a slight allergic reaction or whatever, but I'd have like little whelps all over my arm.
Well, I mean, the trick is like you put the bag under the tree, right?
The bag.
The bag.
Like a bag whenever you throw it away. So
Oh,
you buy them in and you put it
You
at
fancy.
the base.
You fancy got a bag.
And then when you're
didn't do
done,
that.
you just pull the bag through it and then you throw it out
nope.
because you don't. Okay, because we got Letty wanted real trees back in early 2000s because we lived over there off of Woodlawn.
Yeah.
And we had the living room was huge, and so we could have a big ass tree. And so she's like, I want a real tree, and I was like, fuck, okay. So we went and got a real tree for a couple of years, and it sucked because you got to put water in it. You got to have like a little pan full of water. It dries, and trying to get it out is just going through the door, quills everywhere, and yeah. So by the second or third time, you kind of start figuring stuff out, but it's never again. It's terrible.
I hate it.
UDLH, no real trees?
No, I mean, I haven't had one in years. I don't remember it being. I do remember getting all the scratches and stuff. I do remember having to.
Well, the sap, all that.
to sweep constantly.
Yeah.
I remember, you know what? It's kind of funny. I remember being like almost scolded all the time about how these trees were. You don't put fire around these trees because they'll go up in flames. But we didn't have a fireplace. We were never playing with fire. We and we're like, okay, why?
It was all those PSA messages that they would show with the more you know.
I guess. I'm like, when have you ever seen me play with fire? Like, we don't bring fire around the tree. Anyway, but I knew from an early age, don't bring fire around the tree.
Only you can prevent a fire.
Yeah. So I would say that like in later years, it wasn't like trying necessarily to stay away from a real tree, but when you get a fake tree, especially one that's pre-lit, it's just faster.
It's so better. It's just everything's better with the pre-lit tree. We used to have just a regular old tree that you do the lights and all that shit. And then, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, they came out with the pre-lit trees, and that's the best thing. I mean,
it is up to a certain point.
I think the only downside of a fake tree is if you want to do like 1 year where you put that fake snow on it, that spray snow.
No.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Because it comes in and out of fashion, or you're into it.
No, you only spray that on the windows.
No, we would spray it on the tree.
We only sprayed it on the windows.
We sprayed it on the windows too.
We've never done that. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's as popular right now, or maybe it is. I hadn't really paid attention, but
yeah.
If you want to do that,
you know what? If we could find it, I would totally get that for my kids at this point.
What?
Fake snow?
Yeah, because they always want snow at Christmas, right? But it's not likely.
You just spray them with the toxic.
Yeah, I don't care. Give me the lead filled.
Here, go put your face in the window.
Spray this on the window. I bet that would be
you're
fun.
spraying them, and then so they can have their silhouette of them and shit.
I bet that would be fun.
God.
But the pre-lit trees, they're great up into a certain point, but they are also, they cost a bit. Right, like when you
but I mean, it's the cost of convenience, right?
So when we get to this point, like I've had the same. It's no longer a pre-lit tree.
Oh, you keep messing with it. Yeah,
I got a pre-lit tree. This is now maybe 2013, so I've had it for 11, 12 years, and probably for at least the last 5 or 6 years. We take it out and then have to like, is this it? Is this the final year? Like we should throw this tree away and get another one. And we say that every year, but
do it.
But I keep putting it up there. And I remember now 2 years ago when I was like, I'm not going to do it this year. Let me just get some string lights, and I'll take out the pre-lit lights in there. And that took like a day and a half because
why take them out?
Because they didn't work.
So?
None of them worked. Okay. And then I spent hours trying to replace all the bulbs and do all the things that you would normally do.
Yeah.
No. I don't know if it was the wire.
Was it an all or nothing strand?
Yeah.
Like if one bulb is out, the whole thing's out. Because
remember they used to make this. The whole section of it was out.
You don't buy that little gun that you just put in the light bulb.
Like, but when
it lights up.
But now you're talking about the scratches that you get from a real tree.
Yeah,
you get a shit ton of those when you have a pre-lit tree and you're trying to find the one defunct bulb, right? One at a time, going through trying to get all these things done because they're like green zip ties, so you can't see them.
Yeah,
and there are like 2,000 of them within that.
Man,
pre-lit tree.
Throw that tree away, dog. Get another one.
Well, it's too late now. I already went through it, clipped them all. I tested all the things. I got new lights.
It's okay to spend a little bit.
Well, now.
It's okay.
Now. But
you
now,
got that big doctor money, though.
No, I don't. I'm still searching for that doctor money. It is elusive. And it is really good at hide and seek.
So we've never had the white tree. Like I know, have you seen those?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the white tree is basically what I was talking about with the fake snow. We would we would spray it so it's white, and I know you can buy the plastic white ones, but then you're stuck with that white tree the entire time.
So like we have
buy another
three. Yeah, we have 3 of them. Like one in the foyer, one in the living room, and then one in the keeping room. And then we have another one in.
Well, you got one in the restroom.
Yeah, there's one in the restroom. Yeah.
So he's got that doctor money.
No, I ain't no doctor.
But you got Dr. Money.
No, Dr. Money's up there. So here recently, I would say the last maybe 5 years, we've had the double trees. And then this year, it is a hotel.
With the cookies.
And then
known for the cookies.
Here recently, we got that tree that's in the living room because Letty wanted another tree. I think it's just one of those things. I know we used to go to my aunt's house who loves Christmas. And her house is basically Christmas town. Like everywhere, there she has, like the white foamy covers that look like snow.
The fake snow,
yeah,
with the little houses on it,
with
and all
the
that.
little houses, the little train, trees everywhere, and huge trees.
Sounds like something DLH want to see.
Uh-huh.
All them Hallmark movies.
Yeah. That sounds awesome. If I ever find that doctor money.
Yeah. So what are your traditions? Because I'll tell you mine first. So, what we used to do is everybody would come over on Christmas Eve, and my mom would, you'd making tamales or buñuelos and that type of stuff. We'd play loteria. All my aunts and uncles would be over. We hang out till midnight, and then we'd open gifts, and that was it. Christmas, boom, done.
Yep.
You play with your stuff till like 3, like all the stuff that you opened up. You're up till 2, 3 a.m. Everybody leaves the next day. They come back. We eat. It's all done, right? So I come to San Antonio. We Letty and I get married, and so I was like, okay, so what do we do? Like, where are we going? Like, and she goes, oh no, we're going to church Christmas Eve. I was like, what church? What that like? What that mean? So we'd go to church like either midnight mass or 10 and so we'd go to church, right? And then we'd go back to my mother-in-law's, and then we're just talking, and then I was like, so when does Christmas start? When does it start? She's like, no, Christmas is tomorrow. And I was like, so nothing happens today. You just go to church and that's it. She goes, yeah. So then we'd come home, and the next day I was like, this ain't fun.
Took the joy out of Christmas.
So it was a little bit different, and it got better with the kids, right? Because with the kids, we did the same thing, but with them, we had certain rules. And I think I've said it on the podcast before. We'd go to church. We'd go to our mother-in-law's. They'd open her gifts, and then we'd like, okay, kids, we got to make it home by 10. If you're not in bed by 10, Santa ain't coming to the house. And so we'd be hauling ass back to the house, right? Because one thing about kids, like at that age, at 5, 6, that they don't want to go to sleep. And so one of the first couple of years we were here at this house when the kids were little, we're coming down the street and there's a Santa at the corner right here in front of our house. I mean, full Santa suit with a bag, and he's just kind of looking around. And we're like, what the hell? And the kids are like, Dad, you got to get home. That's happened maybe a handful of times around that time, around Christmas Eve, between 10 and 11. There's somebody that dressed up as a Santa and just kind of walks around the neighborhood, which is kind of cool because we saw him. And, yeah, it is creepy. But the kids, man, everything we were saying like super reinforced it, and so they'd come home and they went to bed really quick. So with the kids, Christmas Day they get up and all the gifts are. So I would spend pretty much all Christmas Eve wrapping gifts because you can't have them out.
Yeah.
So that's what we would do. I mean, I gave you 2 versions of it. Like I kind of like the other one because it's a party the whole day and then you open gifts, but they don't do that here. So what did y'all do, DLH? Is there a difference between how you grew up and what you do now?
Yes, but only, I think similarly, like things changed a little after I got married, right? Okay. And then, of course, again, after we had kids. Because growing up, like my family, we always got together on Christmas Eve. And that was the party, right? So like my parents are the ones who would host the Christmas party every year, all the time. And then, so Christmas Eve, we'd all get together, I don't know, in the afternoon at some point. And then everybody, I think all the adults would try their best to hold off on drinking some until food and all this stuff.
Until they woke up.
But yeah, there was all the food, there was all the fun, there was all the things, and it was just a party until midnight.
Yeah.
As the years go on, like several years later, it went from midnight to 11:30 to 11 to 10:30 to it went a little bit earlier when there were more kids present, I think, is where that really took place. But because we're always there, my in-laws, they celebrate. I think they just adapted. So we would celebrate at their house. We do celebrate at their house all the time on Christmas Day. So now that's how we do it. So there's completely separate parties.
Okay.
So still every year, like my parents now, they're phasing out of hosting it, but my brother lives right next door to them.
Oh.
So he's taken on that Christmas Eve mantle, right? So now we go over to his house, they host it. We still do all of the same stuff we did before at their house Christmas Eve, and then we go home. And on Christmas morning, my kids, they get to open their gifts at home. We have like a good chunk of the morning where we get to do that sort of traditional Christmas morning stuff, right? They open their things, and if anything ever required assembly, I would put it together. They would play with it. We start getting everything ready to go over to my in-laws' house, and then we'd go over there, and then essentially like right after noon, they would then get to open presents over there at their house, and we spend the rest of the day over there.
Yeah,
more food, more drink, right?
Absolutely, David.
With me, probably the whenever I was younger was where there was more tradition, more I guess traditional, because otherwise it's evolved to we meet up on either Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, just depending on when my folks or everybody, they wait for Isaiah and I to get up and get over to my brother's house, and then we just open presents and the kids play, and we're just watching TV and eating, and that's it.
Right.
But when we were growing up for a good chunk of years, I don't know if it was 5-6 years in a row, our tradition was
6, 7.
Yeah, 6, 7.
Oh my God. Don't do that. That's the dumbest shit ever. It's ruined this episode. There we go, guys. Where's the gavel?
Bleep that out.
Yeah.
Well, my kids say this stuff all the time, so
He just had to get it in.
Yeah, don't do that.
But we what we would do is we would take off to El Paso the Christmas Eve. We would take off after my mom got out of work. We'd go to El Paso, so it's a 6-hour drive. We'd go to Juarez and eat cóctel de camarón, shrimp cocktail.
Really?
Uh-huh. And then after we would eat that, we'd go across we would technically eat that as our appetizer, and then we'd go around the corner to eat at a pollo asado place. And we would do that Christmas Eve, then Christmas Eve, and then we'd drive back home on Christmas Day, and then as soon as we got home, we'd open our presents, and then that was about it.
Okay.
But we did that every year. So
And what about now?
fond memories with Border Patrol agents pulling us over at number 12.
Yeah, that sucks.
Just because we said our only reason for going to Mexico was to eat.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to go to Mexico when I was a kid. So that was the other thing that we would do if we weren't at home. But do you do something different now? With Isaiah was not like 15, 14?
Yeah, he's 15. So, yeah, kind of what I was saying at the get-go, we just pretty much get up, whether it's Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, go over to my brother's house.
And that's it.
They host. But it's I guess it's just simplified. It's just we eat. We're not really playing. Well, we've played games like left, right, center. But it kind of sucks if there's not like a big group, and I think that's what lacks with ours. It's not like a huge group of people.
I gotcha.
So it's not like you can't play loteria whenever there's
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we would have. I mean, my aunt and my uncle, which I've said it before, like their brother and like my mom and her sister married my dad and his brother. And so they would always come over. And so it's them. And then we'd always have 15, 20 people.
Yeah.
Like, and so it was those are probably one of the best memories of that time. But that happens in Dallas. So I don't go to Christmas a lot because we spend it here.
Yeah.
We just kind of, whenever we got married and we moved here, I was like, well, I need a holiday, so why don't we spend Thanksgiving in Dallas and Christmas here? And we just kind of made that decision. But then it got to where my kids are getting older, and it's like it's a lot of traveling, which kind of sucks, because you don't want to stay with people, and then the cost of getting a hotel and all that shit. It's like, you know what? Especially when you want to create memories here in your own house, right? Because the kids don't want to drive to Dallas.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do, right? But so we started just saying, well, let's spend here, both holidays here. And that way they have something that they'll remember is this house and all this and that. I was going to ask you, though, so you were married. Was it different when you were married, when it was just you and your wife and Isaiah? What did y'all do things differently? Because I know that causes
Yeah. I think it depended on the year. It wasn't like a consistent, we're doing this, but there were some years when her family was in Amarillo. Her family lived there in Amarillo for a time being, and then they would kind of live in another town as well. So we would either be at my folks' house with my brother, that type of thing, or we would go over to her family's house and they would have something. And theirs was more festive in the sense that there were a lot more kids, there were games being played, music was playing, that type of stuff. And we played music, but we were just a chill, sit back and really don't do anything. And then I don't drink around my folks, so just kind of
which is
there.
weird.
It is weird.
That is weird.
So, because I know that when we would go up to Dallas every once in a while for Christmas, it was always like, okay, when is so and so getting here? Well, they're spending time with
So-and-so's
the
family.
wife's family.
Yeah.
And it's maybe it's a little selfish on my part, but it's just like I know that's an issue, and I know the times that I went up there, because we had the same issue here. Is like, but here is like we go to her family, and I think it would be more problematic if both our families were here.
Oh yeah, no,
You know what I'm saying?
And I get what you're saying because that was
You just integrate them.
I don't
know about that because it's different vibes, right?
Yeah, it's the dynamics, and that's kind of the way when we would have to bounce around. I know for her it was more of a stressor.
Yeah,
it was like, well, we got to do that, and it's like, well, we'll go to my folks whenever. I don't really care, but for her it was.
Yeah, well, maybe
maybe we just need to choose one spot.
Maybe that's part of it, whatever. Right? Because my in-laws, they're really cool. We'll go with the flow because if they had been like, no, we need to do Christmas Eve, we would have had a problem because they're both here.
Yeah,
right. Both of my families are here. But when they were like, okay, well, you go over to when they were talking to us, they were like, you go over to your parents' house and they have this big party. So why don't y'all just do that? And because we're a smaller group going to their house, and they're like, we'll just do Christmas Day, and it worked out. They were good with that, so that worked out just fine. But also, like, there have been some Christmases they don't go every year because sometimes Christmas Eve, my in-laws, they're like, yep, we don't have any plans. We'll just go, and because they're always invited, right?
Yeah,
they'll just come with us. But then other years they're like, no. Since we know y'all are busy, we made plans with other friends, and they'll go do a Christmas Eve thing with their group of friends, or whatever it is that they do.
Because I know now that our kids are older, right? Like my daughter's 23 and lives 2 hours away. So now we're getting the other side of it, right? Because now as parents, we're like, are you gonna come home for Thanksgiving? Mm-hmm. Are you spending, what are you doing? And she's got her own things that she needs to do, right? So yesterday she came down for Thanksgiving and spent the day and then left Friday. And because she was going to go hang out up in Austin. And then like today she's going to Houston because one of her friends is getting engaged. And so there's stuff that she's doing. And so now I get my mom and my dad's side of it or their point of view to where they're like, are you coming home? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be here?
Are we still important enough?
Yes.
Part of the plans?
And I was like, damn, I never thought about it that way because you're always in your head, right? You're always like, I can't, or whatever, right? Now it's like, I get that. You don't want to be like, hey, you need to come home, right? Because you don't want to be that dude. Yeah. But you also like, you're not coming home.
Well, I was already, I think as Isaiah gets older, because I've already been dosed with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that feeling has already come. I'm kind of accustomed to it at this point, which sucks. Not anything that I would want others to experience, but it's a reality for many people. But that it is tough because they have other stuff, and in their mind, it's a priority for them. Not that they're deprioritizing you, but at the same time, they're like, oh, well, mom or dad, they'll be there.
Yeah, they're always going to be there.
Yeah, they're always going to be there. I'm going to go have fun, or I'm going to go do this.
So is there something, that you were when you were a kid, let's say anywhere between 7 and 14, 15, is there something that you wanted as a Christmas gift that you never got? Or is there something that you got later? Like now you can buy whatever the fuck you want, right?
I wish.
If you want that, yeah, if you want that transformer, like just go get it. But is there something that you wanted? I know we talked about it kind of before we started the podcast. We didn't do a lot of gift giving. I was telling you that I just got lumped in with my 2 older brothers, and they would just buy us a baseball or a football, a soccer ball, and a basketball, and they're like, "Here you go."
Community gift.
Yeah, which, like I said, one time it was a basketball goal, which was great. The other time was a VCR, which was badass, because we didn't have one at the time. So, we kind of, for some reason, my mom was really good at getting us gaming systems. I don't know how she did it. She knew people that robbed people.
Well, that's the thing that I was gonna bring up was Nintendo.
Yeah,
like we had an Atari.
Yeah,
my dad liked Atari, and that's why we had it. But when Nintendo came around, all my friends all had Nintendo, but whenever I asked for it, I couldn't get it. And Christmas came and went, didn't get it. Nintendo 2 or whatever comes out, same thing, didn't get it. PlayStation comes out, didn't get it. But fast forward maybe 6 months after Christmas or something, and we're outside working on one of the cars.
Yeah.
And this random guy pulls up in his car. Hey. My dad's all, what's up? Hey, I got a PlayStation. You want to buy it? My dad's all, how much? And then he asked me, how much do these things sell for? And I said, I think they were like about $100 when they came out or something.
Probably,
like that.
Yeah.
And my dad said, I'll give you $20. And that guy's all right. So
What the hell?
It was a PlayStation, 2 controllers.
Yeah.
Like
It said
video
Carlos
games
on it.
And that's how I encountered my first
Nice.
play console. Not
DLH?
Christmas.
Anything?
Yeah. Mine was like, I think it was the same kind of community gifts.
Yeah.
I don't.
But was there something you wanted?
No,
really?
Like when I think back to that time, I grew up. We didn't have a lot of money, but I think my parents, and I really got to give a lot of credit to my dad. Right,
Yeah.
like my dad was always really crafty. He was a hard worker, and he always had a way of making things enough at the right points where we didn't feel like we were dealing without.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm just now getting that, like looking back on a lot of that. I really don't look back and think of.
No, give us an example.
Well, so like if I were gonna say anything that I remember really wanting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was younger than 10, and he would always have to work more. So he would work more, pick up extra shifts because that year maybe, I don't know if it was me or my brother or whatever that wanted a bike. And so he picked up all the extra shifts. He was always working his ass off. And then that Christmas he made bikes happen.
Really?
Yeah. And he just always found a way. And then and it wasn't like, and then the next year we want something bigger, grand. We just didn't feel like that. We were always fine. And then the next time I think anything ever came up was when consoles came up, right? A big gaming system.
Yeah.
We knew at that point we were getting to an age where we can understand we couldn't afford it. But then there's my dad. He would pick up another job and another shift and another whatever. And he was like, he would be gone. And then Christmas came, and then he gave us a console. And that was our console. He would always make it happen. And then he would continue working those shifts, I think, because you like the money coming in, right? But he was working so many hours. And then he would come and sit with us, like we're during the holidays and we're playing this new game. And he would get home at like 2 a.m. from whatever job he was just working, and would sit with us to, doing air quotes here, play the video game with us. He would mainly just watch and enjoy seeing us play.
Yeah.
Have fun. Mm-hmm. And we would do all of that. And then we had to do all the things of nudging him because he fell asleep in the chair he was in, like go to bed. And he was like, what are you talking about? I'm not asleep. It was always that sort of stuff. He was always really good at just kind of coming through and then making you feel important.
Yeah.
And then he did that all the way until, of course, his health took a hit and then he couldn't work like that anymore. So
Man, y'all
we were
being
like-
good sons and shit. Like we didn't feel like we were without.
We just-
Man, I
we
wanted
just
all
didn't.
kinds of shit, dog. I wanted the Transformers.
You know what? Did you get a Teddy Rupskin or what?
No,
Yeah, Teddy
I never
Ruxpin.
got.
Yeah.
I
Ruxpin.
never got it.
Ruxpin.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never got that.
I never got that either. I
my
remember
younger
wanting
brother
that.
had one.
Really?
Yeah, my youngest brother had a Teddy Ruxpin.
But I would tell you, like, my mom bought us. I want to say it was probably the original Nintendo, and she said, "Okay, look, I'm gonna get you this. If your dad comes home, you gotta put that shit up. He can't know.
Can't know.
He can't know." And we're like, Psh, "Done. We're good." Right. And so we would do that. We'd bring it out, we'd play and shit. And then we know my dad would get home like at 6 or 7 or 8 or like at night. And then we'd hear the truck. We're like, fuck. You know, you like kind of pack it all up and put it in a drawer. And then we just all just chilling there watching like, you know, like nothing. So we're playing video games. And then one day we fucking, somebody dropped the ball, dog. The lookout guy was, and then we're having a good old time. It had to have been probably in the weekend or something, or a Friday, and we're having a good old time. And then, if I remember correctly, dog, I just remember like that on the window, and we're like, what the fuck? And then we turn around, and it's my dad like looking at us. We're like, oh shit.
Why was he tapping on the window?
Because he came from around the back.
And he needed somebody to open the door, or was it a tap to say I got you?
Yeah, it was a tap to say, yeah,
busted.
she got your ass, man.
But it sounds though that him doing that, he didn't necessarily care, but he did care
That we
you
were
guys put
hiding
it
it.
up. Yeah.
That we were hiding it from him, and then he had to probably go talk to my mom and be like, "What are you doing?" Like, but my mom was always like, "Yeah," she was just like, "Look, I'm gonna do it, but don't get caught." And so we're like, "Damn, man, at least I felt. I don't know when I need to talk to him about that." About my older brother, see how they felt about it. But I felt like, damn, we messed up. We kind of left my mom out to dry and shit. And so that was one, like, you know, I remember, I worked when I was like 13 with my dad. And so we would kind of buy our own shit. But even my dad would get mad at that stuff, right? Because I remember being like 12 and 13 and I bought like He-Man with Battle Cat. It came as a set. Mm-hmm. And I want to say it was
You were 13, still playing with
yeah.
He-Man?
Yeah,
Wrong
dog.
with you, bro.
And it was like $12, $13.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they used to. Yeah, the monos themselves were
Yeah.
about $5-6.
And
With the cat, yeah, it would make sense. Around.
Maybe I was younger because I started working at 10. There was a lady down the street.
that I give you a pass at 10, but 13.
But I want to say it was
He-Man.
my own money. It was my own money, right? Because I was working, and then I bought it, and my dad like looked at me like, "What are you doing? Like, that's $13, $14." And I was like, "Yeah, motherfucker, it's my money." Like, yeah, I was always like, "That's my money." Like, what? It's like, not only do I have to go work, you know, and get money, but now I gotta hear shit from you out of the shit that I'm buying. Like, I could burn this shit and you know what I'm saying? Like, and so he was always very. Like, I know what he was trying to do now. He was like, he wanted you to like save money. He wanted you to like kind of, you know, think. But you're 10, 11, 12, 13. You don't give a shit about the future, man. I was like, I want this. You know, it's like, I think I told this story too. Like that leather jacket I bought. I was probably about the same age, 13 or 14. That leather jacket was like $250, dog. It was
and you bought that on your own at 13 or 14?
Because I was working with my dad.
They had a He-Man patch on the front.
Yeah. No, it was a biker jacket. You know, the one with the
Yeah. Well, I mean, I bought my own leather jacket, but I was 16.
Yeah, I think.
yeah.
I don't even remember if I bought mine. I remember getting it from Wilson's Leather.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's where I got it too.
It was always the place to go right there.
Yeah,
Wilson's Leather.
and so my dad called wind of it, right? That I was gonna go get it, and he's like, "You're not buying that jacket," and I was like, "Yeah, I am," and he's like, "You're not buying that jacket." That's all I'm gonna say. I don't have a goddamn $250 jacket. You ain't got nothing. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll go buy it, right? And then we had what's called a shotgun home, right? Because it's a living room, bedroom, kitchen, bedroom. And so our bedroom is
gotta
right
walk through it, yeah.
And so I hung that motherfucker right there, right in the middle of the hallway. I was like 14, 15 with the receipt clipped.
Dang.
Yeah, my dad.
Just asking for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say bust out my leather belt on you big time.
Don't worry. That happened a lot too.
No, we never. I mean, I think as we got jobs when we were teenagers, we helped pay bills. There was, I guess, that was the trade-off, right? Like, we helped to pay some of the bills, but when it came to Christmas time and like my dad he was always working more, picking up more shifts, doing whatever it is that he felt, to get us whatever he felt like we wanted. But there was, I like looking back on my childhood. I don't ever remember feeling like we were without. There could have been plenty of things to want. Yeah, that's just not how we.
No, there's plenty of shit I wanted.
That's not how we. I mean,
so what has been your, as a kid, what was your best Christmas gift? Like what's the toy or the thing that's just like that was
as a kid?
memorable.
You mean like 18 and under?
I think those bikes for me.
The bikes.
They're the most memorable because I told you about. Well, I mean, not in the episode, but prior, I told you about Santa coming over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we were living in Section 8 housing, we didn't have a lot of money. We had Santa come over. They gave my brother a basketball. I got a football. My sister got a doll. That was memorable because we saw Santa. We were like young, right?
Yeah.
We saw Santa come in. All the other Christmases, even though you're young enough to not know that you don't have the money, there's something about the way that everything just functions that you don't have it. You just know you not to expect anything.
No, absolutely. I think you stop wanting stuff.
Yeah,
but at a certain age, you're like, we ain't getting it. So
I think that it didn't hit us in like a negative way, right? Like, man, we can't ever have no, like, it was not like that. We just
how come we can't get none?
We just made do with what we had, and we were just kids, so all that stuff was good. And I don't think that we ever really brought any attention to any of that. And when we maybe in passing talked about, man, it would be cool to have a bike, but there was never any expectation of getting it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when they brought us in, and I remember seeing it. I remember the way it was set up. I remember every visual element of that Christmas. That's how impactful that was. And I think that's the last time anything ever got me to that degree.
Really?
Because I didn't realize how bad I wanted something until I saw it sitting right there.
But you had already gotten it.
And that because he bought it.
Yeah.
And he bought it and when we saw it in there and I was like, what? And
yeah,
like,
you only know what you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, I did not expect it ever. And so to see it like that was a total surprise.
See.
Yeah, and that remains right now probably the most impactful Christmas.
Wow. Shit, I bought my own bike. Now that I think about it. So my two older brothers, right?
Way to segue.
I bought my own shit, dog. My two older brothers got bikes for their birthdays because their birthdays are like 6 days apart, right? In September. And they get these bikes. They identical, badass. I was like, shit. I was like, okay, all right. So they got bikes. I'm biding my time until I get my shit. And year came, nothing. I was like, shit. All right. So they have garage sales all the time, right? This kid was selling a bike up the street. So I just go up there and I bought it, right? I bought it off of him. Bought my own bike, decked it out. It's badass, right? And then a year later, where my little brother's birthday is like his 6th birthday. So then I must be probably 12. And then we're at Western Auto. And my dad's like, hey, Jaime, get your brother. We're going to go to Western Auto. And I thought we were just going to buy whatever shit for his truck or whatever. And he's like, okay. He's like, all right, help Lel pick out a bike. And I was like, hold up. I was like, he's getting a bike? He's like, yeah, his birthday's coming up, so he needs a bike. So go pick out a bike. I said, no. I said, no. I said, them two knuckleheads got bikes. I was like, I ain't never got no bike. And he's like, but you have a bike. I said, but I bought my own bike. I was like, I want a bike.
But you got a bike?
No, I was like, I want a bike. And then he's like, all right, get a bite too. I was so pissed off that I felt so disrespected, right? Because I was like, how are you just going to bypass me? Like, I'm right here. You know, I was like, that's the cross of middle child has to
But
bear.
you had a bike.
Don't matter. I paid for that shit. I want a brand new one.
That's your fault, sir. Is there anything that you do right now? I mean, I know that your kids, Jaime, have flown the nest, but is there anything that you do now, you too, Dave, for Christmas that is still an ongoing thing, something that you look forward to, like a specific thing?
David?
Not in general, a specific thing.
No, not really. I just, holidays have always just been another day.
You don't celebrate holidays, sir?
No, I celebrate them, but to a mild degree.
You don't celebrate them in your heart?
No, not really. Not really. My favorite holiday.
Sad for him.
Yeah, I feel sad for him too.
But-
He needs to watch a Hallmark Christmas
You
movie.
definitely need to watch Hallmark Christmas movies.
Like to me, my favorite holiday is 4th of July, but it's only because
What
it's in
the
the
hell?
summer. Like all these other holidays, it's in winter. It's
Memorial
cold,
Day is
can
the
be
summer?
miserable. Yeah,
I mean, I love the day because that's the day my son was born. But
yeah,
aside from
and
that,
I only like it. I guess fireworks and stuff like that too. But
Boo, Chingo.
yeah, but the other, I mean,
Well, I guess I see your point of view. One, because you're single, and I think because if I was single, I'm trying to put my mindset. If I was single, I probably wouldn't do all the stuff we do. Right?
yeah,
Because
well, the tree's the prime example.
Yeah.
when Isaiah was younger, I'd made it a point to freaking put up the tree.
right.
But he's not. Doesn't really care.
well, now you could just do it for yourself.
Well, that's pathetic.
That's
Yeah.
It's sad.
Wait.
It's sad.
I just
To
got
me,
a
it's
text
sad.
from Isaiah. He says, I'd like a Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
So
Can y'all get my dad to do something?
Hey, why is that Isaiah's name spelled different than mine?
man, there's a bunch of great things about Christmas that we still do, like decorating the tree. Like, actually, Liana and Letty decorate the tree, and they did it yesterday or Thanksgiving Day, right? Because that's when she puts it up. I think that's cool. We watch Christmas Vacation. Letty loves that movie, loves that movie. We watch, what is that one old ass movie? You know, when the bell rings and Angel gets his wings. It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
We watch that movie. It's always on Christmas. We watch that movie all the time, like every Christmas. And Letty likes the other movie. That's a Christmas movie with that little kid. And
Miracle on 34th Street.
No.
Bad Santa.
That's Santa that goes on trial.
No. The one where the little kid wants that gun. Wants that.
Oh, with the lamp, the shade
Yeah.
lamp with the leg.
yeah.
A Christmas Story.
Yeah, Christmas Story.
Okay,
That's what
so
it's called.
that
The
movie.
BB gun.
That movie.
Don't shoot your eye out.
Yeah, that movie's not good.
What? That movie's great.
I had this discussion with a fraternity brother because, man, I love that movie. I was like, you know what? I never watched that movie as a kid. We never watched it. I never seen it till I was older, and I said it must be a thing where if you watch it as a kid, you kind of identify with it or you look forward to it.
Yeah.
But I watched it, I guess, about 10 years ago, and I was like,
I
movie's
always
trash.
I remember the first time that I saw it. I thought it was like a creepy movie. I don't know why I got that vibe.
he thought it was a horror movie.
I don't know why either. That was I thought it was hilarious. When he's in that big ass pink bunny suit,
They
I don't
tortured-
find any of that.
or
Yeah.
the lug nuts, and he says the F word,
And then they
for the
tortured that
first
dang
time.
kid with the flagpole.
Yeah. No,
Well,
he
that
puts
was-
his tongue.
That
doesn't
was
he put his
Flick, and
tongue-
he
yeah.
did that to himself. He was dared to do it.
Yeah.
and he did it on his own. But then they left him because the bell rang, and you got to go when the bell. rang. That's bully.
Yeah, I've never. I watched it, and Letty loves that movie. Letty loves Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase, and that movie is funny. It is funny.
Yeah, that one's okay.
It's a Wonderful Life. Just a great movie. It's a great story.
I don't think I've ever sat through that movie in
Man,
full.
it's really good.
Yeah, it is. It ends well. There's a whole lot of sadness.
It is a lot of sadness.
There's
Yeah.
a whole lot of.
So that part of it is great. Like, I know when the kids were younger. So I'm gonna ask you, when you did trees and stuff like that and gifts, did you have a gift from Santa for the kids?
You mean
To this day.
Oh,
to this
yes.
day.
We-
it
yeah,
it
we
always
always
says
do.
Santa on it.
Yes.
No matter who it came from.
This is the first year where it may be different because my my kids have started to have specific conversations with us.
Yeah.
Like my daughter's the younger one. She's 11. And very recently, because we're going into the holidays, she stopped me one time. We were in the kitchen, just in passing. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then she was like, Dad, I want you to know that I know who Santa is.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, really? You met Santa? How the hell did you meet Santa? And then she's like, no, Dad,
Really?
you're Santa. And I was like,
No.
and and of course I'm always playing. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's ridiculous. I'm here with you. How could I possibly deliver presents all over the world and still be here with you?
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what I mean? And I was like, I'm sure I don't.
Well, I told Isaiah whenever he was little, I told him straight up.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't.
Boo.
Man, ruining the Christmas magic.
You're ruining it again.
No,
David ruined Christmas.
I did it. I wouldn't have done it, but I had a boss at the time, and I
You
remember
have a boss now.
Well, I remember
But
him.
he was Scrooge back then.
I remember him saying that he told his kids straight up
Why?
because he told them he was like,
Ain't no
as-
Santa.
He goes, as somebody who's a Christian and believes in Jesus, who you can't necessarily physically see,
He's a
but you have to
saint.
believe. How am I going to tell them
Bro, he's a
about
saint.
Santa Claus? And then they become 12 years old and they kind of figure out, and they're supposed to now do this, have that same belief in Jesus.
He's a saint. He's Saint Nicholas.
Yeah, same thing with faith. It's the same.
Yeah, but Santa's commercialized.
So is Jesus.
So is Jesus.
And so's the church. I mean, goddamn, what the?
Well, but if your kids,
I think you need to
Start
think on
finding
this
out.
premise a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yeah.
Well, it's too late now. You done messed it up. For
Yeah.
us.
well, but I also told him too, like he didn't go around telling other kids like, hey, it's not real, that kind of thing. But all our gifts growing up to this day all say from Santa,
Yeah.
which is kind of messed up. Santa's kind of jacked up.
Well-
Kind of reminds me of like an administration that wants their name all over everything.
I think this year
And
now-
they don't even
wants
build
it-
it.
yeah.
They don't build it, but they want their name on it.
Yeah.
I would keep on. I think I would keep on going with the Christmas magic. But now that they both, like my son is 14.
No,
he
keep it
clearly
going.
knows, right?
Keep it going.
Well, see, here's the thing that I've been thinking about.
Our kids got Santa gifts last year.
For my daughter, do I keep it going like that? Because this
Yes.
is the only reason, and I guess I could do both. But it's trying to get them now to get out of a mindset of what am I going to get? What am I going to get? What am I going to get? And how do you start thinking about others? Because Christmas now is about what are you going to thoughtfully gift those others who are important to you?
You shame them. What kind of shit is this? This
So-
is a crap gift.
So that's what I started talking about to them this year, right? So like my daughter, when I'm talking to her about some of this stuff, and I tell her, I need you to put in a lot of thought. What are you going to get your mother? What are you going to get your brother?
Yes.
Right. And then I have the same conversation with my son.
Right.
What are you going to get them? I'm not worried about me. I don't really need anything. But
Yeah.
when I start doing that, what are you going to like mindfully get them?
Yeah.
This has to be with them in mind. So that's where I'm going now this year because they're talking about this not being real. Now, we could probably still just label it that it's coming from Santa, whatever their gifts are, and just keep that
Continue
going
it,
forever and
dog.
ever.
Continue as long as you can. Like I
Okay.
said, my kids had.
I mean, there's no
gifts from
harm in
Santa.
that. Even if
Yeah.
they know it, there's no harm in doing that.
So I think girls are way smarter than boys because I think Liana figured it out a long time ago. But
Has he ever said that out loud? I don't know if he's ever said that out loud.
we never talk about boys and girls, right? Like
Yeah, we have. Maybe not on podcasts.
but they're a little sharper, right?
Yeah.
And I think Liana figured it out a long time ago. She just never said anything. She's really good at that, right? She never said anything. Joaquin, I remember he's probably like 10, 9. He comes home and he was upset, dog. He was mad. He's like, Dad, kid in my class said, ain't no Santa. I told him there was a Santa. And I said, that's right, son. There is a Santa. You tell them over.
yeah.
But he was upset, dog. Like because he wants to believe. And I'm like, believe it. There is a Santa. But my daughter's just kind of like, just gives you that, come on.
Like,
So-
you should tell the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy because they're real good friends with.
Well, that was a good thing, right? When they were kids, you're like, hey, you better start, behaving. I'm gonna call Santa. It's ringing.
Yeah.
It's ringing. No.
Cucuy.
Yeah. So what are we gonna approve? Get a Christmas tree and put it up in your house?
No, we're not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Find some
I don't
way
know what
to-
we're going to improve, but I would say, I would really say I would encourage trying to come up with something that you can consider tradition, and even if it has to evolve over time, right?
Do something.
Do
Yeah.
something. Like I've gotten to a point now with I love like Christmas time, right, and what it represents. And so when we're going to decorate and we bust out the tree, I don't want it to just be like, okay, well, this is a chore. We have to take this out. We
Yeah.
have to decorate. Like, so I
Come
asked
on
the
over
kids,
to my house. Set it up.
So and we could.
Yeah,
You should bring the kids.
Now you could go
But
over.
when I bring the kids into this and I take all the stuff out, right? Like I'm the one who takes on most of the work for it, but I bait them in with like hot chocolate and cookies, and
Right.
it's like, what do you want? What's going to make you feel holiday-ish?
Yeah.
so that you're happy about decorating the tree, and then it's not just for setting it up, but it's also for breaking it down. Let's
Yeah.
celebrate that we had a good holiday season, and we're going to do the same thing. You want hot chocolate, you want cookies, you
Right.
want like whatever it is you want. Let's get that here. We're going to play music. We're going to break everything down, and then it becomes an event.
Well, part of it is like the ornaments too start representing like a snapshot in time.
Yes, my wife does that
I
every
love it.
single year. She
Yeah.
buys ornaments specifically to what we're all
Yeah.
interested in or dealing with in that.
We have the ones that the kids made. I know
Yeah.
one year we were doing, me and Liana and Letty, and Letty had to, because Joaquin was crying, so she had to go feed him. And I put on the back, December 06,
2024.
Yeah, I was like, unfinished, lazy, because we were signing our, and she's like, no, not Joaquin was crying, so it has all these things on the back. But
Well,
it's
this year-
if you look at it, it's unfinished.
This year when we took a trip to New York City and took my kids there, it was the first time they've ever been. We went down to Little Italy. There was a Christmas shop in the middle of Little Italy. I had no idea it was there. We went into that one and we got a custom like ornament that has us all on there, and it's it's a New York City one, but has our names on it.
Yeah.
So now we have that one, but then like Victoria, she does a great job of like finding whatever they're into for the year, and she buys everybody
Yeah.
an ornament for like that year, and she does this every single year. So now we've gotten to a point where we have so many ornaments that the kids have their mini trees.
Yeah.
They set them up in their rooms, and all the ornaments
So
over the years
they
that
got
represent
individual
them,
trees?
They have their individual tree.
Wow.
And
That's
all
doctor
of-
money.
And all of those ornaments that now represent them throughout the years, they get to use those ornaments to decorate their
That's
tree.
cool. That's a good idea. That's because we, as we were putting the stuff yesterday, or the kids were. I rarely do it. I used to do it, but I'm like, I'm good. I'll just drink beer. It was funny seeing the ornaments. Right, we had a Justin Bieber ornament. We had, a Zac Efron from High School Musical. Just all these ornaments because that's what they wanted at the time. That's what they were into.
Yeah.
And so it was just funny going through each individual one, going, I remember this one, or I remember when we got that one. So
Yeah, that's fun when you're decorating, and we do that with Christmas music playing, hot chocolate.
that's what Letty
and
does.
Cookies.
Yes, Letty loves Christmas. So Christmas music's been playing all week.
Yeah, I love it.
So
It's my favorite time.
so that's maybe what we should.
Well, that was a long freaking motion.
Well, we should do a board approve. Just create your own traditions.
Create your own traditions. But
And then
do
just-
something. Set up the tree. That's what we should
Yeah.
motion on right there.
Set up a tree.
The tree.
There you go. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on your social media, and or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from us, you can follow us on Instagram and X. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.